That's fine. And people will start looking at me. What?
right.
You think I got bugs or something?
Are you alive? I'm
I'm
alive.
I'm definitely live. Are we live on the
We
air?
are live on the air.
Dude, I just sat down. I barely grabbed my whiskey.
We waste no time.
I know, and I mean, I was pleasantly surprised because we have a individual with us.
We do. We have a guest. We like to bring on individuals that I like for political office, and today we have Mr. Scott Oakley.
Hey! It's not just because we like him. We want
No,
we want to hear what he has to say, and then we'll decide how much we like.
No, I screened these candidates.
Oh, okay.
before.
Well, you do. I
I'm
don't.
certainly not bringing on Michelle Fiore.
Why not? I think that would be a blast of just asking her questions that she's had to answer in front of, the courtroom.
Yeah.
I think everybody has to have that opportunity to try to present themselves. The biggest big difference, guys, right now is the fact that I had to sign a neutrality fairness campaign
Mm-hmm. I know that.
not to talk about my other opponents.
I can.
I'm waiting for them to talk bad about me.
Of course, yeah.
But I made sure that I signed that, and I presented that to everybody. I wanted people to know that there's a fairness.
Oh, absolutely. I like that idea.
I like that idea because there's so much when it comes to the larger political realm rather than judges. Judges have to be literally impartial. So if you're sitting there targeting another judge because of their supposed misconduct or misconduct, and that's the whole standpoint that you're running on, it's like, yeah, you're just telling us that you and that other person shouldn't be a judge.
Yeah, exactly.
But we want to find out why
Yeah. Talk to us about
should be a judge.
who you are, what you do currently, and why you want to be in this position.
Well, guys, I've been out in front since 2010.
Okay.
And I came out here because of a very, very disturbing mental health sexual abuse case.
Okay.
It involved young people,
Okay.
13 and 11-year-old.
Oh, wow.
So I had to come out here, and I was working in Las Vegas, and I never thought that I would come to Pahrump, Nevada, of all places. But coming out here has been a very interesting journey to my career as a mental health therapist, an addiction therapist, and a domestic violence therapist, and I would say sexual offender therapist.
Okay.
It just brought the whole realm of my life. I used to come all the way 3 to 4 times to Pahrump.
Uh-huh.
And guys coming out here to do that allow me to help a lot of people in Pahrump and Las Vegas.
Okay.
On top of that, guys, I didn't know about me too. I worked hospice out here.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I've seen a lot of people die.
Oh, yeah.
in
We,
Pahrump.
we both work for the public administrator's office.
Okay.
So we deal quite a bit with hospice deaths. So.
But I was born in Illinois,
Okay.
and most likely I try to tell people they contribute Illinois to Abraham Lincoln,
Mm-hmm.
which I am related to Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
I'm also related to George Washington,
Okay.
which is I found this out through all my ancestral genealogy
Mhm.
stuff I do. I'm also related to King Robert the Bruce of Scotland,
Oh, very nice.
my 21st grandfather.
Very nice. I knew I liked you for some reason.
So there's a lot of things there that go on with that. But the reason why I even try to even imagine doing this because I think anything's impossible.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this, and if this works out the way I'm planning to work out, I know that I helped lots of people through the years.
Mhm.
I can't even number them. I can't even number it because if I average 150 sessions a month
Uh-huh.
for the past almost 2 decades, that has to be like 20,000 plus people. So I can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember names after that long.
I understand.
And I try my best, and I came here to do this to show everybody in Pahrump that there has to be a way for anybody to come serve.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter what capacity, but if anybody wants to try, they can try for anything in this town.
I like it. I was actually really impressed. I saw you out there at the No Kings protest and just the fairness of going out there. And those people expressing their First Amendment right. I don't 100% disagree with them, but don't agree with them 100%.
Well, I'll tell both of you guys right now, I am definitely into the Constitution.
Okay.
The United States Constitution, the state of Nevada Constitution, And that is all I care about.
Perfect.
And I try to tell people this. So everybody has a fundamental right, freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
They have the freedom of religion, freedom. I mean, we're going down all the
Oh, yeah,
amendments, all the
absolutely.
27 amendments out there. We have to understand that that is the core of the United States of America.
Mm-hmm.
And most people, I don't know if they're taking advantage of the Constitution these days. They don't, one of the questions that was posed to me early recently was
Mm-hmm.
this: if we all believe in the same United States of America, the same Constitution, why are we not getting along?
Exactly. I agree.
Due to the factor of some people have perceived freedom of speech as intrusive of other people's freedom of pursuit of happiness, which, yes, speech can lead to action, but a lot of times people are taking it above and beyond, such as what's going on. I want to say it was Virginia right now, where it was proposed line by line item for Islamophobia,
Mm.
and where they actually went through and did that. But the thing is that they sat there and said it in the verbiage. It says they. It doesn't specify if the person has to be a Muslim. So anyone, such as Mike, could be like, oh, because I go to this place that serves halal food, all of a sudden, hey, it could be a hate crime or
That could be
Islamophobia
falafel.
because of that.
Huh.
And that's where me and Mike have talked about on the podcast time and time again. What we worry about, what I personally worry about, is power creep.
Oh,
Over time,
absolutely.
more and more people put more and more laws on the books rather than enforcing the laws that are already there. And then it gets, I can imagine as being a judge, that gets very much convoluted because now you have this law and then you have this law and you have to look at the most recent as well as far back
Mm-hmm.
for that judgment call and have that knowledge. So what knowledge do you have about the judicial legal system?
Well, that's what's like the reason why I even got involved because the opportunity I have for the past, probably want to say a good decade now,
Mm-hmm.
I've worked in drug courts.
Okay.
And so when I have to go to the drug courts, I see a lot of my clients are court order clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go and help them out in a lot of aspects because not only do I have to deal with their probation officers,
Okay.
I have to deal with the legal system through the judges and through the lawyers. And I mean, when I go to the Nye County Detention Center to do assessments and evaluations like that,
Mm-hmm.
I have to basically treat everybody when I go in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've had to go in there for people who have transvestites.
Okay.
I've had to go, I mean, every single, it doesn't matter race,
Mm-hmm.
creed, I mean, anything. And I can't sit there and be biased with these people because I have to help the legal system identify what we can do to help these people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, it's a serious situation because and they take my recommendations, guys, to
Good.
heart.
Very good.
And so if I put down they're gonna need 12 sessions of something,
Mm-hmm.
they're gonna come to me for 12 sessions.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
my addiction therapist.
All right.
My addiction therapist works with me, Vicky Healy, and she works with
Oh,
me.
I know Vicky.
And Vicky is a great woman.
Yeah,
And she just
absolutely.
recently passed her licensing test, which was made me so happy because she's been my intern for the past several years.
Very nice.
And it helped me to get services for people. As far as my so I have what they considered close to I say four state licenses right now, guys.
Okay.
Which every single license I had is because of I have 6 degrees.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I'll go down. I have 2 associate's degrees in education.
Okay.
I have a bachelor in religious studies. I have a bachelor in psychology.
Okay.
Okay.
I have an equivalent to a master's in religious studies,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a master's in marriage family therapist.
Okay.
Okay.
Very nice.
All those had to take a licensing test. I'm also a licensed domestic violence provider now.
Okay. Good.
And that's the reason why I feel I'm in this position right now is because of my experience
Mm-hmm.
and because of my education
Absolutely.
and because the Constitution is
Yeah,
ingrained in me.
Sounds like you bring a great deal to the table when it comes to background with
Yeah.
the types of cases that would be heard before the court there that you would be, if you're elected, presiding over. And having that background, I think, brings a more human side to things.
But I've been in juries, guys. Like
Uh-huh.
recently, I think a couple of years ago, the Cathedral Canyon jury.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
we can talk about that now because that's way over now.
Yeah, that case
And
has been far adjudicated.
so that whole case, they even took us out there to Cathedral Canyon,
Okay.
and we had to see that young man get shot in the back.
Mm-hmm.
He was stripped down, beaten to death, kidnapped out here, and
Mhm.
killed.
Killed, yeah.
And that really invoked passion in me too to want to do what I want to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I cannot stand people not getting accountability for things,
Mm-hmm.
especially as a therapist.
Right, of course.
But I'm fair, but we are free to choose,
Right.
but we are not free to choose our consequences.
I like
yeah.
that statement.
That statement is from a guy named Ezra Taft Benson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was the agricultural secretary. He was also a prophet for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Okay.
And another person that I really idolize right now is the current prophet in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints too. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and Dallin H. Oaks. He was
Okay.
he was a justice Supreme Court in Illinois.
Okay.
And so he said something today that was very cool. Was this about the Constitution? It's very difficult when we're trying to stick with the Constitution across all party lines.
Right, of course.
I can't be right. I can't be left. I can't. I mean, but why the country has became polarized.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Republican or Democrat.
Right, yeah.
What happened to everybody? What happened to we the people? What happened to what we're talking about right now?
Well,
Yeah.
in essence, what happened with we the people is there stopped being a we and it started being a us and them, as you were saying, with the Democrats, Republicans, and it just kept on the divide. And as a judge, it's really important, as what you said, is that it needs to be we the people.
Exactly. It's very refreshing conversation that the fairness you seem to want to bring to the office there.
Yeah, I can't even fathom when I have a session with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to, because I had a guy come in with 5 women one time,
Okay.
and I have to respect that because people have open marriages.
Right.
People have that. I also have to respect the fact that this person is in a trans relationship too.
Okay.
I have to respect the fact that they're gay or straight or lesbian.
Yeah.
I have to respect the fact that they were different religion. But that's the cool thing about being a therapist, because there is no denomination.
Right.
There's no political stuff going on. This is about people helping out people.
You're just trying to have people get healing and find out source of the issue, so that way they don't replicate previous problems.
And that's the same way when they go to jail. When I go to jail, there's no denomination, there's no religion, there's no political affiliation going on. It's me and that person trying to find opportunity to be at that human level. When do we stop being human? That's what I want to know.
Good question.
I understand people have their views. I respect everybody's opinion. I respect everybody's views. I don't even know the people I'm going against.
Right.
I don't know them personally. So it would be wrong for me to judge them to begin with.
Of course.
And they want to come judge me, they can come judge me. That's what blows my mind right there. Is we just judge people when we don't really know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like today, this is the first time you and I met.
Oh, absolutely.
I think you're an outstanding guy right now.
Thank you.
First impressions are everything. You're an outstanding guy too.
Appreciate it.
All you guys are on front. And the wife's there, and Amy too. Huh?
Graciously produces the show.
My wife's my campaign manager right now. She wanted to be here, but she's in Las Vegas right now. She had a prior engagement.
Mm.
But the most important thing is we're trying to understand. I come from the 80s.
Oh, so do I.
Okay. I'm 55 now, so I'm like, I come from the 80s, and we had a different culture in the 80s.
We did.
We didn't worry about people's. I didn't worry about half this stuff.
No, it wasn't there.
But I will tell you guys a little secret too, because when I grew up in Vegas, when I was in junior high school, they had to bust black kids in,
Okay.
and they had to bust us out to the black parts of town. because it was totally segregated back in the day. And I had to go to this middle school called Joe Mackey.
I've heard of that.
All right, so I was far east of Las Vegas,
Mm.
and it was all white, and it was all black. Now it's a different culture there. There's probably a lot more Latinos, which I've been fortunate enough to be able to counsel in Latin Americans. I know a lot of Hispanics. My best friends have been Hispanic, and I was like, that sets me apart too because I understand their culture. I speak their language. I'm able to talk to people of all the. Oh, I'm glad I grew up the way I did in Las Vegas because my best friends were black, Mexican, white. There was no shame about color. What goes on, and it's just amazing what goes on now. It blows my mind.
Yeah, living out here in Pahrump, it's one of those things where you're just happy that there's another kid in the neighborhood. You don't care what color, creed. You're like, there's a kid here. This is awesome. You know, because it's starting to progress where Pahrump has been seen as more of a retirement community. And now it's turning into more and more people are moving out here with their families. And so the diversification is coming here.
You have a family counseling background is amazing for that position. Because we're going to, as we grow and develop as a town, we're going to see more and more young people coming in, and with very few opportunities for them, we're going to see them getting in trouble. And having somebody like you on the bench that has that kind of background would be very helpful.
We're growing up in Las Vegas, drinking out of water hoses. I was in a very poor environment in Vegas, especially my apartment, doing laundry at the laundromat in my quarters, and then we would ride our bikes up there for video games.
Mhm.
I mean, that's the reality of all things. I'm glad that the background I've been able to live in sees that everybody's socioeconomic section, but also the differences in the poverty levels and having everything in my life as well in all assets. It's one of those things, guys.
I'm just reading the comments there, making sure we. Uh,
We'll save that comment for later.
Love you, man. So yeah, is there anything else you want to put out just on a human side, Scott? Just as a semi-undecided voter, not really. What sets you apart? What specifically that one thing? Pick that one thing in your existence that makes you perfect for this job.
I'm genuine.
That's an answer I like.
I'm not gonna sit here and pull punches.
Am I plugged in?
That'd be the reason why.
Well, was I not plugged in?
Your microphone wasn't fully plugged in.
All right then.
I'm not gonna pull punches. That's for sure.
I like it, Scott.
And
I like it.
I had one of the guards in the prison ask me a question. Why would you want to be this? Because I hold people accountable.
I like it.
I'm not gonna play games with this stuff.
That
Because
sounds like what we need.
If it's not with this the full, the Sixth, the 14th Amendments,
Mm-hmm.
there's gonna be search and seizure stuff about.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
the interesting thing about justice of the peace, which a lot of people don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like the entry level.
Yeah.
It's just like basics, like just basic stuff, small claims,
Mm-hmm.
speeding tickets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The other day I was watching some cases for code enforcement. That's going to be a big argument.
Oh, it is.
That's going to be a popular thing here in province.
Yeah.
No,
About
absolutely.
the criminal cases with code
Mm-hmm.
enforcement.
That are dealing with
That,
code enforcement.
I'm not legislative at all.
Of course.
So there's the three branches, and I'm
Yep.
staying away from that. I thought
Yeah.
people have been asking me some questions about a few things about legislative. So no, that's what you guys are going to
It's not in my wheelhouse.
No,
Yeah.
there's a state assemblyman, there's
Mm-hmm.
state senators, there's those commissions. They all work on these laws,
Mm-hmm.
and they better come up with a plan with this because
Oh,
if not,
absolutely.
they're all going to be bumped out of their positions.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, I appreciate you being on the show.
Hey,
Thank you for
I
being
appreciate
here.
you, man.
And,
I
you
miss
know,
all you guys.
I'm going to say that for me personally, Mike Runyon, not the show, not Jacob, not Jeff, not Amy. Scott has my endorsement for this position, my personal endorsement, because the conversation we just had is exactly what I want in a judge. Fair, firm, with a focus on not only the crime, but on the person.
Mike, one thing you got to tell people is this. If they don't get out and vote in primary
Mm-hmm.
and Pahrump,
It-
because only Pahrump people can vote for me.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, that's the fact. I tell you right now, if they don't vote in primary, then they give that 50-some% to someone else, it's over.
Exactly.
And if they want the same old, they want Michelle Fiore or Mike Foley or
Mm-hmm.
the other guy, Richard Harrison, that's fine. But the problem is this. If people don't, we only have like 6% people vote last time.
Right. Exactly. It's just
And this is not a presidential time either.
no.
It's going to be dismal. And I'm telling you right now, if that's what people want in Pahrump, then that's what they're going to have.
Exactly.
If they want the
If they-
same old,
But if they want positive change, now's the time.
I hear so much craziness. I tell both of you guys right now, I hear so much craziness that sometimes, whether my tie is too lean, whether
Okay.
I'm too fat, these are honest things.
Yeah.
Or whether I was at the protest today. I mean, I'm not there. I'm there to support people. I was
Exactly.
wearing a U.S. border hat.
Yeah.
And they ripped me for the U.S. border hat.
Uh-huh.
But do they understand the two different entities?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's ICE and U.S. Border Patrol.
Uh-huh. No, they don't. They see it all as one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they dogged me for it. It was crazy. I was like, what are you? And none of those, if they dog me for the military aspect, I'll go hoorah on a
Oh, of course. Hey, there you go. Scott, again, we appreciate you. Take care.
Thank you once again.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks, guys.
Yep.